fitness. And the lessons that you are going to study in this unit 3, which is still the lesson 1. And the lesson 1, we talk about the watching sport on TV. From the previous sessions, I hope you remember the video lessons that you watched. You study about the blueprint, and the lesson was the same as this one. But for the previous lesson, you focus on the vocabulary. Now I hope you already understand those vocabulary. You get the meanings, you know how to pronounce the word, you know how to spell those words. Now it is a good time for you to listen to that conversation again. And those conversations, I hope you remember what was that conversation. Sure, the conversation between two people, they are talking about watching their favorite type of sport on the TV. Now, without any further ado, I would like you to listen to those sport again. But before you listen, I would like you to know what we are going to do for this first session. So there are 3 main activities that we are going to do. The first activity, you need to listen to the conversation in order to recall what you have learned from the previous sessions. And the second activities, you are going to do some of the vocabulary exercise, and these are the vocabulary that you will hear from your listening. Last but not least, you need to listen to the conversation again in order to answer these 4 questions. Okay, now without any further ado, let's start our first activity, which is to listen to the conversation. Now everyone, enjoy the listenings. Thank you.
Track 16. Look, the Olympics are on.
Oh, good. What events?
Right now, it's surfing and diving.
I don't really like those. When will gymnastics be on?
Not today. So you like watching gymnastics?
Yeah, it's my favorite summer event. The athletes are able to do such difficult moves and still look graceful.
They are pretty amazing.
As a kid, I dreamed about competing in an Olympic gymnastics event.
Really? I wanted to be an Olympic athlete too, but in skiing. Sadly, I never go skiing these days, and I wasn't good at it anyway.
I'm terrible at gymnastics, so I guess we'll never be great athletes.
No, but it's still fun to watch them on TV.
Well done everyone. I hope you already finished your listening. Now let's look at some of the vocabularies that we will learn together. In your listenings, you will hear these 6 vocabularies. So let's look at the meaning of those 6 vocabulary all together. Okay, let's start with the first one. So the first one is move. And as you notice, we have the letter S at the end of the word. It suggests that this word functions as a noun. If you look at the word move as a verb, it refers to the actions of doing something. But if you look at the word move, which has the letter S at the end, it functions as a noun. So let's find definitions that fit this word. Move, which one? A person who does sport? No. Able to move in beautiful way? This one is no. Okay, the last one, it functions as a noun. Actions of your body, and if you move, you have 2 move, 3 move. Okay, so it's the action of your body. So this one is letter A. Let's move on to number 2, which is compete. Okay, compete. We pronounce 2 different syllables. Compete. So the compete, which is function as a verb, and if you want to change it to a noun, it becomes competition. So the verb is compete and the noun is competition. So this one function as a verb. We need to find definitions which function as verb. Which one function as verb? Okay, we have 2, this one and this one. So let's look at the first one, to think about what you want. No, to enter game or contest. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word compete, and you try to win this game or this contest. Number 3, terrible. I hope you remember this word. So terrible function as an adjective. We have only two adjective definitions here. Able to move in beautiful way and very bad. Sure, the word terrible is the meaning here very, very bad. Let's move on to letter D. Athlete refer to a person. Okay, we have only one noun here. It's D. A person who does sport. Letter E. Graceful. I hope you remember what I told you yesterday. The word generally end with FUL. You should automatically recognize its function. It functions as an adjective. Beautiful, graceful, thoughtful, okay, feelful. Those are function as an adjective. So we have only one adjective left, which is able to move in beautiful way. Okay, E. Last but not least, letter F, which is dream. Dream. If you dream of doing something, means you desire to do that thing. So you think about what you want to do. It doesn't mean you sleep and then you dream. Some image or some of the picture float in your mind when you sleep. It doesn't mean that. So dream here in this situation means you want to do something. It is your goal. Let's say your dream is to become a football player, which is a dream or the things that you want to do very much. Now everyone, this is the end of the second activity. I hope in this activity you learn some of the new words, you can revise some of the words that you already studied from the previous session. Now let's move on to the last activity for the first session today. And the last activity, you are going to listen to the same conversation, but this time when you listen to this conversation, you need to find the important information. Listen carefully in order to answer these three questions. In fact, question number 4 you cannot find in the listenings activity, but you can find this on your book, which is on page 29. So what you need to do is to listen in order to find these three questions. You need to answer this. Now everyone, without any further ado, listen to this conversation again. Now let's start your listening.
Track 16. Look, the Olympics are on.
Oh, good. What events?
Right now it's surfing and diving.
I don't really like those. When will gymnastics be on?
Not today. So you like watching gymnastics?
Yeah, it's my favorite summer event. The athletes are able to do such difficult moves and still look graceful.
They are pretty amazing.
As a kid, I dreamed about competing in an Olympic gymnastics event.
Really? I wanted to be an Olympic athlete too, but in skiing. Sadly, I never go skiing these days, and I wasn't good at it anyway.
I'm terrible at gymnastics, so I guess we'll never be great athletes.
No, but it's still fun to watch them on TV.
Alright, I hope you finish your listening and be able to find the answer to those three questions. Now, without any further ado, let's answer those three questions together. So question number 1, what are they talking about? So in the conversations, the general topics is the title of our lesson, which is watching sport on TV. So they are talking about watching sport on TV. Question number 2, what is Karen's favorite sport? So his kind of favorite sport is gymnastics. So he likes gymnastics. Question number 3, why Karen like that sport? Okay, can you find the detailed information toward this question number 3? Sure. Karen loves that sport because the athlete be able to move in a very graceful way. Even those moves are very difficult to do, but still the athlete managed to move in a beautiful way. So these are the reason why Karen liked that sport. Now let's move on to question number 4. What are the games added to Tokyo 2020 Olympics? So the game that will be added to these 2020 Olympics in your book, so at the end of your book, which is the brief note, you can find some of the games. So those games, we have baseball, we have softball, we have karate, we have skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing. So all those sports will be added to the 2020 Olympics game, which will be in Tokyo. However, everyone, it's a little bit sad to tell you that the 2020 Olympic in Tokyo have been cancelled. It seemed like 3 or 4 months ago, this event have been cancelled because of the outbreak of the COVID-19. So in 2020, there is no Olympic Games at all. Actually, the game, they will celebrate it like 4 years in one time. Okay, in 4 years they will have one Olympic game. So in 2024 there will be the Olympic game again. But in this year, sadly, there will be no the Olympic game because of the COVID-19 outbreaks. So speaking of COVID-19 outbreak, I hope you are able to protect yourself from those virus and stay safe at home, everyone. Now it's come to the end of our first video session. Let's recap what we have learned from the first video sessions. So in this first video session, there are 3 activities. The first one, you need to listen to the conversations in order to get a general idea. The second activity, you learn some of the vocabulary from your listening. Last but not least, you listen to the conversation in order to find the key informations in order to answer these 3 questions. Now everyone, it's come to the end of the first video lesson, and I hope to see you again in the next video lessons. So goodbye, see you later.